Hi, welcome back to Leslie Crafts. Today I thought I would show you how I do these little mini matchbooks from start to finish, including the sewing. Hopefully my sewing machine will play ball and we can get them sewn. But as I said in one of my videos, when I take these to the craft fairs, I'll either give these out as free little gifts or just charge 20p for them, because these will be great for kids putting into birthday bags and things like that. So that is ones I've done already. I'm just going to put them to one side. These are the ones I need to just to finish putting the insides in, and these are from my woodland kit and my Halloween kit. I've already made all of these. Don't worry, I won't be decorating them all on camera because there is a load. And then I've done some of these as well, and these are just little bits of card I found lying around. There's another mermaid one there, there's some of my unicorns in there. So yeah, so I just thought I would show you how I do them from start to finish really. That is the lead for my sewing machine. Righto, so these are 1.5 by 5 and then I just fill them up accordingly. Then I've got these strips of paper. Now these are cut off from another project and I thought I'm not going to waste them, I'll make some of these. So these are going to be 1.25. So all I do is cut them down, and then yes, I do get rid of this slim little one, and then because it didn't quite cut all the way through, I'm just going to quickly cut along there. It's already sort of partially cut, I'm just making sure. So I have got a big stack of these, so I can make lots of them. And to be honest with you, this is like, again, this is great to do them in parts. So you do, you know, you cut up your paper for your main projects, and I will show you what I'm doing with the main pieces of paper eventually. But in the meantime, this is literally just for offcuts, and then I just cut them down to 1.25. Now I know I'm going to have a lot more left over, which is fine because I will be doing more of these little more of these anyway, so having some already cut down to size is fine. So I just get a bunch and cut them down. So that will do for the time being, just like so. So we can put them to one side. There we go. So all we do now is I literally just grab the strips, and then to the back I sort of fold them to where I want them to be, because obviously all these are different sizes, and that is half of them, and then I just literally pop them in there and get that size done. And with a lot of things which I'm doing, it's all about repetition. I just find that it is easier to do them all in one go. Right, so with this little one here, I might have it, there you go. So I've got a little one, and that fits in there. You are going to have waste with these papers, like the plain papers, but it's going to be minimum amount of waste. And to be honest with you, if scraps of card you would have normally chucked out, and paper you would have chucked out, and this way you're getting a little bit of cash in for something which is a buy waste product. Is that what you call them? So you're basically making money for nothing. Which is all quite good for the craft fairs. I am just literally going to cut a little sliver off the top of that one, so that will fit a little bit better in there. Some of these will be tight, snug fits, because some might be just slightly wider than 1.5, some will be slightly under, but on the whole they will fit. So we've got 2 more. There we go. So if you do this step in one go, again, you can, you know, I can keep that for another one, but I'm not going to, because, yeah, just for demonstration purposes. Normally I would do, but this is all the ones I've sewn up so far. So, and this is excuse me, once you've sewn these up, this is another one you can do on the go. Just take take some embellishments that you want to use, and you've got it all done. So that is that bit there. So I'm going to put these just to one side so I can get my sewing machine. Now this bit is going to be noisy. You may want to turn it down, and you might not be able to see exactly what I'm doing, but all I'm doing is I'm going to be sewing along as close to the bottom as I can get. If my thread snaps, I won't be rethreading it, because at the moment my rethredder self-threading system, but it just likes not to do it first time. So you better see them all coming out of this end, and it is really, really quick. You know, I'm just going to get them all in front of me so I'm not reaching back. So like I say, once these are done, you can put them, you can cut them up, and I'll show you what I mean. There we go. My thread's hooked around, but that's fine, I can cut it off. So I do have one sewing machine for material and one for paper, only because I had 2 to begin with. So that's how I've split my sewing machines, or my needles at least. And you do one continuous line, you're not stopping and starting. I just find that you can work quicker. There we go. So that's them all sewn up. I just snapped my thread which is fine. Sorry for knocking you. There we go. So that's all of these done, and you just have to cut them apart. Right, for some reason my thread at the back is a bit messy. So you can, there you go, I've just pulled all that out. So, you know, you might get some rejects, hopefully not. Like I say, my sewing machine's just a little bit temperamental at the moment. You know, so some of these might, yeah, there you go, that's come out. So like I say, you know, if you do have to pull it out, it's not a big deal, you just have to restitch them. There you go. So there, to be redone pile. Redone pile. There you go. I knew it would go wrong on camera. There we go. Always does, especially when I sew. That definitely is a redo. All bunched up and horrible. There you go. So they're all in my redo pile, which will be this hub eventually. So there you go. So when they come out perfect, you have them like this, in a fairly big line. Is that just one? There you go. So that's just one of them, and literally all you have to do, don't worry, I am not going to be doing all of these on camera. Even I wouldn't want to sit through watching someone do all of these. I don't know how many I've done, but this is another project that you can have a basket full and then have spares. Without it costing you anything. You know, 20 and 25p. I won't go any higher than that. You've got to think about, you know, it's everything here is a buy waste of what you've had. Now all of those are going to be rejects, so I'll just put them in the reject pile. And then what I'm going to move that cord, it's getting on my nerves. So what I do is I just literally took them all up, just to make sure they are fine and they close. That's because I was rushing. That is all. Like I say, my sewing machine is a bit temperamental at times, and obviously it was a camera shy. But obviously, if you don't have a sewing machine, you can have a staple in it. You know, you don't have to go out and get a sewing machine or anything like that. So, and these are, like I say, they are pretty quick to make. You know, you can bash so much out, and again, it's using up scraps that you would normally chuck out. So after making one project, you could get another 3 or 4 projects, or 3 or 4 more items out of that one piece of paper, which I think is great, especially if you're doing crappers, because if you maximise what you sell with what you know, you're not losing out on money. There's nothing worse than spending all this money on, you know, doing 1 or 2 items and then having lots and lots of scraps and not being able to maximise on them. So yeah, so you know, there is lots of videos out there for scraps, you know, how to use your scraps, but what they call scraps and what I call scraps are completely different. There we go. So these are other ones I have done, and I will, you know, try and get some, I don't know, flowers or stuff made up with, you know, so I can put them on there, or try and team up with some other embellishments. So we'll see how this little pile of embellishments go. So I know that is from my latest DigiKit, well, not DigiKit, my latest kit. So I'm going to put these sort of in kit form, like which kit was papers from, just so when I come to work with those embellishments I know which kit I have. Now with this one here, this is just some scrap paper which I had when I done a backing on some embellishments, but I think the unicorn one will benefit on that one. So this is my unicorn ephemera, some of it which I have left over, and this is the smaller elements in the kit. So we can just have, you know, you don't want them too high, because obviously we still have to open up, but you can still have, you know, you can still have, so it can just be as simple as this. I'm going to use my double-sided tape for putting these on, simply because of where they are going to be. So I'm just going to find that it's going to be a little bit easier to do. So I'm just going to put them to one side while I do the other. You know, you can build up things as well if you want to, and you can put stuff on the back panel as well, if you wish. If you've got space for that. For that one I will use glue because it's going to be all the way down, and this one I'm just going to use double-sided tape. Do that one there, and then I'm just going to flip that over, get my glue, and literally just put some glue down the edge, and then just put that slanted to one side. So just like that. So if your back is really messy and you want to stick something on the back, then you can do that. That is not a problem. You know, doesn't have to be you know, one side. These will also go into your pocket letters if you want to add something different to them. So that will be quite different for going into your pocket letters. Obviously it will fit in any other happy mail that you know, that you send out. With these, I was doing these when I was taking my daughter back up to Lincoln. I wasn't driving, by the way, and I could only do when we were going up, because obviously when we came back it was a tad dark. So yeah. So yeah, so you know, if I'm travelling and I'm not driving, then I always like doing stuff, taking stuff with me. Just to keep me occupied, because I'm one of these people who can never sit still. I have to be doing something all the time. You can build up a scene as well, so you can have them at the back and then have a unicorn in front. So don't forget, but you can't, obviously you only stick half a unicorn down. So yeah, so these can be, obviously you can do as many or as little of these as you wish. You know, you don't have to do them at all, but if you've got scraps of 1.5 inches, then why not? You know, we don't take that much room. I'm just putting mine in a basket, and then once my basket is full, I most probably will carry on and make some more. You know, because I do think that, you know, these will be quite good. These will be really good if you're doing school fairs as well. So yeah, that is the unicorn one done, so they can go to one side. So this is the unicorns. So quite quickly, you know, you can do them, and if you want to, you can add words to them, and you know, things like that. So that is all my unicorns, so they're just going to go in my basket. And I have got a little bit of OCD, they need to be facing up. I am quite bad with that. Next is going to be my Halloween. So I've got all my Halloween ephemera in here. Just because it's not Halloween when you do your craft fairs doesn't mean that people don't like it. I love Halloween, it doesn't matter what time of year it is, and I will most probably buy stuff which is Halloween based all the time. So yeah, I'm not saying if you don't do Halloween as a craft anyway, I wouldn't go out and specifically make stuff for Halloween, because then that's just, you won't enjoy it. You have to enjoy what you craft. So yeah, there we go. So these can be as quick and easy as you want them to be, or they can be, you know. Now I thought I had some, now I know in here I've got some leaves, so I'm just going to pinch some of them. And I will need the glue for this one, just to stick down the leaf and the flower. So I'm quite happy with that, you know. But like I say, these are just little quick gifts, quick things to do. There's no right or wrong with them. There's no, oh well, you know, you'd be surprised in what sells at a craft fair. And if you have stuff which it varies in price, and you know, you can sell stuff. I've got ideas for stuff which will be in the higher price market as well as the lower, and I think that it will be good to show both sides of it, what you can do, because you never know who's going to be there. You know, so never say never. That's what I'm, you know, gonna say. Never try and preempt who's going to be there and what we're going to be buying. If you do a good mixture of things, then, you know, if you wanted to, you could even package these up and sell them in kit, like I don't know, what's the average party now for a little one? 10 is it? Minimum of 10 kids to a party. Mine don't have them, so we just get freaked out with parties and stuff, so we don't tend to have parties. So I don't know, if you sold them in packs of 8 or packs of 10, and you know, that could sell if somebody was looking for party based things. You never know who's looking or what they're looking for when people go for a craft fair. If you've got the option for party stuff, because if you have a look in any of the supermarkets, they've always got pencils and things like that going. So don't be afraid to try it. You know, what's it cost you a bag to put it in, and what could you get out of it? People knowing that you do party favours, you know. So this is it. Never say never, you know, which you might think is a really good idea. You know, how popular would 10 of these be? Because I know unicorns are really popular. Like 10 of these in a bag, or if you do like a mixed bag, you could do your unicorn. You could do flat pens and little notebooks, and then you could have them and flat pens in there. You could have all sorts. So, you know, get your imagination running, get your, you know, thinking caps on, you know, when you start making these. You know, so these have got lots of pumpkins, but I've got lots of pumpkins to use up. So But yeah. But like I say, these will be good in a pocket letter. Just something about a little bit different. Think out the box. I think that is the main thing to do. You know, if you think out the box, people will go, actually, I quite like that idea. So yeah, never be afraid to shine, she says, for one who self-doubts herself. So yeah. So no, see how quick these are, and to be honest with you, I'm not exactly pondering with what I am putting on here. I'm not going, oh, I don't know. I'm just picking up ephemera and trying to use it. Best way. This weekend I think my children are at their dad's, so this weekend I'm going into my garage and I am going to try and reorganise in there, and then hopefully that means I can reorganise in here, and then the rest of the house can reorganise as well. So yeah. Let's see if I can. Yeah. Couple of potion bottles. Can't beat a couple of potion bottles, can you? See, I'm still off camera. There we go. I'm trying to show you, and then, you know, spend all my working day out of shot, which is no good. I hear you all cry. So yeah. So that is that one done. See how quick you can go through stuff if you've got everything prepared, if you've got everything at hand. You know how quick these can turn out to be. And we don't have to be, I don't know if you can see that one, we don't have to be mega embellished. There you go. And these are just using scraps. So these will go in here. See how many I've done? And it still hasn't really filled my basket. So, and it'd be really nice just to see people in there rummaging around and seeing. So this one might be a bit more difficult because I am running low on this type of ephemera. Yes, I know I can go and print it off, but sometimes you just don't want to do that. But I think in this case I might have to. I've already got the sheets all ready to go, so it's just a case of printing out one of each sheet and getting the cut and just shoving it in my box. So if they're not quite square, for some reason that one's not, you can just square it up, just like so. Just like that one. There we go. Just cut some of these flowers off, or leaves, because I know I've got some flowers on this one, so I can do a couple of these. So yep, so when you're doing these, I would work with what you've got without specifically having to go out and spend more money on stuff. So use what you have to begin with, and then if you feel like, you know, you can go and do this with another collection, then please do. You know, I'm not saying don't use what you have or don't go out and buy, but you know, just think of what you've got to begin with. So I could literally not go out shopping for the next couple of years and still find stuff I haven't used for making for the next 3-4 years quite easily. So, you know, so that is, you know, but we all know that sooner or later I will get a new collection. Most probably, I know I want a new Harry Potter one. It's something I want to do, so I know that is on the lines. But at the same time, I'm not getting it just yet. I've got a couple of things in the pipeline which I'm waiting to get from Ali, and I've done that one upside down, so that's going to go back in there, so, and I can use it on something else. Obviously I can't get that until they start shipping again after the Chinese New Year, so that's fine. It's a bit annoying, but it's like our Christmas. We don't, you know, a lot of people excuse me, a lot of people don't ship over Christmas, so it's just exactly the same. Sorry, my voice is going for some reason. Maybe because of all the filming I've done. I'm going to do it. Ooh. There we go. Hope you can see me a bit better now. Now I've just made you all sick by zooming in and out really quickly. So I'll most probably resell all of them after this video and then finish them up, just so I know I've done them, and I must probably try and finish these up some point over the next day or so, again just so I know that I've done them. So I can see the sun trying to get through now, which is great. I do have to go out later, but I want my car to defrost first. I just literally have to go and get some bread. That's it. But I must probably come back with a whole lot of stuff I don't need, which will literally be no good to me. So I'll have my lunch first, so I don't go out shopping hungry. I think that's the big issue, isn't it? When you go out shopping and you're hungry and you get stuff that you don't need. So yeah. So again, these really don't take a lot of, you know, thinking about. And you can use the same type of topper over and over again, because everybody, you know, you might get two people who want the same type of thing, or you might get somebody who wants the same, you know. Like I said before, both my boys sometimes want the same. So I just find it's easier some days just to buy the same stuff, so there's no arguments. Doesn't always work. So my battery's just about to go, I reckon. So I'm going to do one more and then I'm going to show you what I've done on these. And I think my battery is just about to go. So, and then I can just go and get these ready to get uploaded. Oops, daisy. There we go. So these are the ones that we've done. And again, these are really, really quick. And great for using up bits of ephemera which you've just got like 1 or 2 bits for. There we go. There we go.